Hi everyone, welcome to my interview about the cultures. Today, me and my friend from Tatarstan will introduce you the Tatar culture. So, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Alina, and as Daria mentioned, I was born in Kazan, the capital city of the Republic of Tatarstan.
Very cool, thank you. Uh, and can you tell how you connect to Tatar culture?
Yeah, sure. I was born in Tatar family, and I have lived there, like in Kazan, for most of my life, which have given me a deep connection to Tatar culture. Growing up in Kazan in Tatar family, I have experienced firsthand the rich traditions, customs, and language that basically define the Tatar heritage.
Very interesting. Thank you for answering. So, and how do you feel about Tatar culture and how are you not connected with it?
So I was initially drawn to Tatar culture through my grandmother from my dad's side, who are basically the Tatar through the generations.
Mhm.
And I guess the most significant aspects that basically fascinate me the most are, I must say, our history, our language, our rich traditions, which are finally spreading around the world. And in my heart, it's like the special place for it, Tatar music.
Very interesting. It's like uh, interesting to understand that in Russia we have like another nationality and with another culture. So, can you tell us something about the Tatar culture? What is famous for? Maybe some historic mentions or traditions?
Yeah, sure. I would love to share our history with you. So, Tatar people have a rich history that dates back to, I guess, to the Golden Horde and the Mongolian Empire. Over centuries, like us Tatars have been developed a unique culture influence. Basically, Tatar nationality basically influenced by Islamic traditions, and it's also influenced by Russian culture basically. And because of that, it's also have in addition their own Turk roots, and this blend has shaped our language, customs, and our expression, I guess, in the artistic ways.
Oh my God, it's like so news for me. Thank you to tell us about this. And
Always welcome.
how did the Tatar community save its culture and dignity? How did the Tatar community save its culture identity through periods of political and social upheaval?
So, as I know from the history, Tatar community have preserved its cultural identity through strong community ties. The significant role were played by oral tradition and maintaining religious practices. During the Soviet era, despite the all repression which happened in the Soviet times, which is obvious, Tatars continued to celebrate cultural festivals and educate younger generation about basically Tatar heritage, including schools in Tatar, broadcasting of the news in Tatar language. So that's how Tatar community basically saved its cultural identity through these hard times.
So you mentioned some traditional Tatar customs. Can you tell what are some traditional customs that are still popular and used today?
Сейчас, бро, подожди.
Следующий вопрос.
Нет, подожди. Customs. Ты можешь меня спросить с traditions лучше, потому что я не уверена, что я могу про кастомы говорить, я могу говорить про праздники всякие, фестивали, хуевали.
Okay. So you mentioned about traditional events and other traditions that are doing by this time. Can you tell us what are still popular and used today?
Sure. For example, one of the most fun, I guess, traditional custom, which is still alive, is celebrating Sabantui, a summer festival. Wearing traditional clothing like kalfak, headwear. I think the kalfak is also pretty popular among the Islamic countries. And as I said, in Tatar, because of the slash of different religions, we practicing Islamic rituals and are they still like widely observed. And additionally to that, I guess traditional music and dance play a significant role in cultural celebrations.
Can you explain meaning of Sabantuy holiday in Tatar culture? Like what you're doing there, for what you celebrate in this holiday?
Sure. Sabantui is basically the celebration of the plug. Is one of the unique, I guess, colorful and especially popular Tatar festivals in Tatarstan, and I would mention worldwide also. It basically takes place at the beginning of summer in villages after the first haymaking.
So do you like this event, and also do you like Tatar music?
Yes, I love Tatar music. That's my favorite type of music. Whenever I feel sad, happy, it's not depends. When I hear Tatar music, oh my God, that I have like my heart to it.
Very cool, thank you. So, how important is Tatar language in preserving culture identity, and does it alive? Does some people still speak Tatar, or a lot of people in Tatarstan speak Russian mostly?
That's very funny question. Actually, I'm still speaking Tatar. So, in my opinion, and I guess the opinion of other truly Tatar people, Tatar language is crucial in preserving cultural identity as it carries the community's like history, traditions, and values. Efforts to keep it alive, including right now educational programs in Tatar, special schools which taught only in Tatar language, media broadcasts in Tatar, cultural events in Tatar only. And still, people are using Tatar language in daily life, especially when you want to gossip somewhere, you can use Tatar language. It's very interesting.
Mm. So, back to music. What role do music and dance play in Tatar culture? Can you mention some traditional instruments and dances?
I will try. So I guess music and dance uh, are integral part of Tatar culture. As you can ask any like Tatar representative, and they will tell you that music and dance are for life. So it's used basically to express the joy, celebrate all the festivals, and our dances and our music tell stories, you know. And you asked about the traditional instruments, right?
Yes, yes.
I must mention dombra. It's basically a long-necked lute, but I can say also dombra is not what Tatar people are actually playing on, due to the reason that dombra is also very popular in other Mongolian, ex-Mongolian basically countries such as Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and us basically, you know.
Mhm.
So, and also the dances are going to be something like a pipa. It's always performed at cultural events.
It's very interesting to see it in life. how it dances.
Come to Tatarstan. I will show you. But actually, you know what? In Dubai, they're gonna hold Sabantui soon, and we can all go there and experience Tatar culture in there.
Oh, really? So it will be
Yeah,
a very interesting experience.
yeah.
Useful
Just
experience
text me if you want
to
to come.
understand the Tatar culture. So, how has Tatar culture adapted to modern influences, and what contemporary culture trends are emerging?
Mhm. I guess Tatar culture has adapted to modern influence by integrating new technologies and contemporary artists expression while preserving traditional elements, even in like modern Tatar cinematography, for example, we're still using the old customs and traditions. And also emerging trends include fusion music that blends with the with the traditional, basically Tatar sound, with modern genres. For example, we have Tatar rap. It's very popular in Russia, or in Tatarstan, I mean, sorry. It's very good. Also, Tatar art. We held a lot of exhibition of specific Tatar arts and digital platforms, basically promoting the Tatar culture.
Thank you for your answer. So I think the most interesting question for everyone, what role does cuisine play in Tatarstan? Can you mention some iconic Tatar dishes?
Yeah, sure. I would love to do that. That's also my favorite topic. So cuisine is a vital part of Tatar cultural identity. It's basically reflecting the community's history and how the traditions in it. Iconic dishes, which I will mention, the chak chak. It's a sweet pastry. It's basically deep fried dough, and which is placed in honey, so it's for honey lovers only. Also, we have esh pishmak. Esh pishmak, if you're gonna translate it from Tatar to English, it's gonna be triangle, and it's basically a triangle meat pastry. And we must say gubadia is also very popular pie in Tatarstan. So, and also kastabis.
And what is this?
Kastabis.
Yes.
The castaway, it's basically flat bread, and you're just doing the flat bread on the pan. You're adding the mashed potatoes in the center. You're folding it basically and fried it on butter, and you eat the castaway.
Mm-hmm. I think it's very tasty.
Yes, it's very good. It's very good. That's my favorite dish. When my mom is cooking it, oh, I'm in love.
Cool. So earlier you mentioned about the Mongol invasions. So how do historical events like the Mongol invasion and the Soviet era continue to influence to Tatar culture today?
I must say that Mongolian invasion is basically for now it's basically we're joking around a lot about it because Tatar people are representing themselves as Mongolians right now. So these historical events, I guess, have left a lasting impact on Tatar culture. It's basically shaping its adaptability for now. Mongolian invasion specifically brought to Tatarstan Turkish influence. And as you said, the Soviet era, while the Soviet era imposed restriction basically that Tatar resisted through cultural preservances, and today, this influence are reflected in the community's pride and cultural expressions. For example, how we still obey the Soviet era in Tatarstan, how good it was, and also it's helped a lot in agricultural industry of Tatarstan. So we basically are very proud of it, and we're happy that something like built up our national traditions.
Mhm. So, as we understood, the Tatarstan is based in Russia, and some traditions and culture is a bit different uh, from another cities in Russia and other republics in Russia. And do you think people might have any misunderstandings or questions about Tatar culture?
I guess a common misconception is basically that Tatar culture is merely a subset of Russian culture. But actually, in reality, Tatar culture has its distinct history, I guess. We have our own language, we have our own unique traditions, and I might say we're deeply rooted not with the Russian culture, but with the Turk Islamic heritage.
Mm. Thank you for answering next question. And I have the last question to you. Maybe you can recommend any resources as books, films, and websites where we can learn more about the Tatarstan and Tatar culture.
Yeah, sure. I guess if you want to dive deep basically in Tatar culture, you should start with our most famous and most, I guess, significant poet and critic, Gabdullah Tukay. And also you can try Musa Jalil. It's also very famous poet in Tatarstan. And moving forward to films, as you mentioned, we have very popular film. It's basically called Zulikha Open Her Eyes. It's telling us a lot about Tatar people.
Yeah, I heard something about this film. Also, it's a book. Yes.
Yes.
So
It's a novel, basically. It's a novel by Guzel Yakhina, and it's right now it's a TV show.
If I will have time, I'll try to watch this maybe and read the book.
So please find time for it.
Thank you. Thank you. So I think that's all. Thank you very much for spending time to answer my questions. I'm very glad to know something new about the Tatarstan and Tatar culture. Thank you for your audience.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here. I would love to talk about Tatarstan and Tatar culture one more time if I'm gonna have a chance. Thank you so much, Daria.
Thank you.